Good evening, everybody. Welcome. It is Sunday night, 9 o'clock. Let's get started. I'm learning how to use this technology. Forgive me, guys. I'm a little slow, but I am learning. Tonight it is cold outside. That's why I have my jacket. You're seeing my office behind me, or lack of my office, but I'm working on that. So I want to get started. We have somebody here. Who is it? It's Rodrigo. How are you, Rodrigo? I think I have two Rodrigos on the line. And wait, there's one more. Who else is there? Oh, there's Rodrigo Moreno. Hello, the other Rodrigo. There. So I have two Rodrigos tonight. All right, let's get started, shall we? I'm going to start right away. I'm not going to wait 5 minutes till everybody gets online, because you'll see. So I'm going to share my screen right now, so it'll take me a few seconds. I'm using an outfit called StreamYard, and it is very helpful. I have been lost trying to use YouTube and had many problems. So let's get started. I'm going to go to share screen right now. So be very patient with me. All righty. I think now you can see everything. Let me know. I can't see the screen right now, so I'm looking at my PowerPoint. So take me a few seconds to get ready. Hold on, guys, just a second longer. And okay. Here I go. If there are any problems, let me know. Send me a comment on my WhatsApp if there are any technical problems. So there haven't been any problems so far. Has been 3 weeks since I have been online with YouTube. All right, let's get started. A few things. Good evening, everybody. Obviously, a few things before we get started. I'm going to have everything of the new text will be in bold, negrito. Any prepositions will be in italics, and also there will be there's Paulo. He's here online. Anything in red will have the words any, some, every, and no. I hope I didn't miss any, but and then there's one more that I can't remember. The participles will be in brackets. So let's get started right away, shall we? All right, guys, here we go. Now I'm going to start with an expression of the day. So an expression or phrasal verb. And tonight I'm going to start with, I wasn't born yesterday. And you know this in Portuguese, eu não nasci ontem. This is an expression, well, don't try to fool me. Now, fool is going to be enganar. Now, we have a decepcionar would be deceive, and usually enganar would be fool. Don't try to fool me with something. And also, hey, guys, I'm not stupid. I wasn't born yesterday, okay? I can get to the yellow line from my house. I wasn't born yesterday, okay? All right. So there's our expression of the day. All right, what's wrong with this picture? I called this this presentation tonight, what's wrong with this picture? I think I've heard this, or I've read this in Portuguese. Not everybody is aware of this expression, this question. What's wrong with this picture? O que é errado com essa foto? What is wrong with this picture? So some people know it, some people don't know it. So I'm going to look at this tonight. And this is also, life isn't what it seems. Life isn't what it seems. And that is true. It's so true. Life isn't what it seems. Now I want to start with this picture. What's wrong with this picture? Well, there's 5 happy people in this picture. We see it all the time. At work, everybody, all the pictures of people working at a certain company, everybody's happy. We see these in the advertisements, propaganda, na televisão or jornais. So we see this picture all the time. But what's wrong with this picture? Well, everything. The first time you meet people, according to research, de acordo com pesquisa, 3 out of 5 of them do not like you. So 3 out of these 5 people here in this picture do not like me. So 3 de cada 5 pessoas não gostam de você. No primeiro encontro, 3 out of 5 people don't like you when they first meet you. What people are thinking, oh, look at that hair on the lady on the left. What was she thinking? You know, that she needs to cut her hair, do something different. So the girls would do that. And the lady in front looks like my old boss. And yes, she does look like my old boss. And a long time ago. So I don't think very good about her. So, well, wait a second, Pedro. There are more women than men in this picture. That's not right. And of course, I hate bald people. So the guy in the back, you're out. So, Careca, if you're watching tonight, I hope you are, but I don't hate you. One of my old students, I don't hate bald people, in case you're wondering. But everybody's happy. And everybody can't be happy. It says people who are not happy all the time. So that happened. Things happen. So everybody's happy. Yeah, this is not a good picture. All right. Meeting somebody for the first time. What do we say, guys? What do we say? Nice to meet you. Chances are, guys, chances são, it's a lie. It's a lie. Uma mentira. All right. Now let's look at the vocabulary. We'll get right away to the vocabulary. Belong. Now all these verbs are regular except for one. So belong, pertencer, belong. Teach, taught. We have looked at this before. Teach, taught, ensinar. Crowd. Crowd is we know multidão. Multidão is a crowd. That's a thing. But as a verb, it would be more like acercar, tumultuar, things where there's a big crowd and it's there's some tumult. In English we have tumult, but we don't use it. So so everybody is there's creating a problem when we use the verb crowd. They're starting to crowd me. I need space. That's why I'm online tonight. So I need space, guys. No, I'm joking. All right, follow, seguir. I think we looked at this, I think, a month ago. Motion. Now, motion is like a gesture. And fazer gesto, or I think the verb is gesticular. So I'm going to motion to you guys. Hey, guys, go over there. Do that. Come here. So dos gestos. Então, fill, preencher. Amaze. Now, according to Google, amaze is surpreender, but it's much more than surpreender. Because in the participial form, amaze, according to Google, is espantado, and that's a little stronger, obviously, than surpreender. So I'm amazed at some of the things that somebody can do, Ronaldinho can do with the ball. So handle. Now you see the original form with hand. Hand is mão, and originally is for something that you controlled with your hand. We have handles. Handle on your door. This is a thing, and you control the on the door the handle with your hand. So handle originally was something that you did with your hands, but now it's more like lidar, cuidar também. Rodrigo, you have a project to do by Friday. Can you handle it? No, boss, I can't. I'm too busy. I can't do it, said Rodrigo Briano. All right. Now we got prepositions up to. This is ate. Ate can be very confusing. Eu dirigi até São Paulo. Até São Paulo. So this is to São Paulo. I drove to São Paulo. I esperei até 8 horas. I waited until 8 o'clock. Now, up to involves a number. Você pode comprar até 2 garrafas de álcool 70. So you can buy up to 2 bottles of alcohol 70. Então, then there's from now on. A partir de agora, from now on. All right. Other words, encouragement. You guys know this. Encorajamento. The verb is encorajar in English. Encourage. Master. Mestre. Mestre. Now, the verb is, we have the verb master also, but that would be dominar. Dominar. Mother-in-law. We know this one from last week. Mother-in-law is sogra. Sick, doente, doente. This is a condition. I am sick, doente. And then there's edge. Edge is a little, it can be recanto, the edge of the desk. So the pen is going to fall from the desk because it is on the edge. No canto, recanto, I forgot, forgive me. But tonight we're going to look at beira. And then knee is joelho. Fever, febre. This is easy. You guys remember this, very close. And rules. Rules is an interesting word in English and in Portuguese, by the way. A mesma raiz for the two words, rules, regras. And then should have. Now, I tell everybody from the beginning, we need to know the word have. We use have in English more than Portuguese because we have perfect tense. And perfect tense in English, we use much more. So here it is deveria ter. I should have done something. I deveria ter feito alguma coisa. No passado. Só no passado. Não no presente ou no futuro. Só no passado. And then one more I wanted to look at is deixar. Because deixar can be two different verbs in English. One is let. And that is more permission. So when we say let's go, hey, let's go to the mall, I'm asking for permission. But it is easier to say no to the question, do you want to go to the mall? Do you want to go to the mall? No. Hey, let's go to the mall, Pedro. Okay. So it's easier to say no to, do you want to go to the mall? The other one is leave, left. Leave, left. And we will look at both of these words. And leave is sair ou deixar. So it can be temporary or permanent. I left home at 6 o'clock this morning. No, I haven't left home in many days. And also I left the United States many years ago. And now I live in Brazil. So it's a little confusing. We have the two different verbs. One is permission and the other one is leave, left, sair, deixar. Então, so we need to learn the word so. So is 2 letters, but confusing mesmo. Now there's 6 of them, 6 words for so. Então, tão, assim, tanto, sim e para quê. 6 different definitions. It's a small 2-letter word with 6 definitions. This word should be 6 letters. 6 letters, 6 definitions. All right. I'm not going to fix that problem today. All right. Dimensions of water. Hopefully I got this right. Dimensions of water. Length is comprimento. Width, largura, width, length, and depth. There's that TH sound. Length, width, and depth. These are things. Comprimento, largura e profundidade. So this is like a volume in a glass or something. All right. Now the last time, guys, I want to review it last time. And we looked at something Mike Tyson said. What did he say? He said, I love to hit people. And that's obvious, judging by this picture. And as you know from this picture, I decided to be an English teacher instead of a boxer, en vez de lutador, the box. So he really loves, from this picture, he really loves what he did. He was a boxer and he loved to hit people. Então, he also said everybody has a plan until they get hit in the face. Until they get hit in the face. They have un plano, una estrategia until, well, everything depends on training and conditioning after you get hit in the face. And it's called adversity. Policemen, police guys have the same problem. When they face adversity, they depend on training and conditioning. The same thing with boxers, and the same thing with us, na vida, in life. And sometimes good fortune is adversity. Now, boa fortuna, grande fortuna, I believe, is the word here in Portuguese. So sometimes, às vezes, desculpe, now I didn't put that word in red. Sometimes it has the word some in there, but it's às vezes, algumas vezes. Good fortune is adversity. You know this word, adversidade. How can good things be adversity? Well, it's because we don't know how to handle, lidar com adversidade, boas coisas. And that's true. We have seen it. Everybody has seen it, especially the football players. They don't know how to handle good fortune. In this case, big fortune, because they get a lot of money. So, então, we also looked at Peter. And he was one of Jesus's main disciples. Remember this word main? We have looked at it the last 3 weeks. Main is principal. He is one of Jesus's main disciples. He wrote 2 books in the New Testament, and maybe 3. Remember, he wrote 1st and 2nd Peter, but also maybe he wrote the book of Mark because he is the star of the Gospel of Mark. Now, star in this, as you know, is Estrella, but he is more like the Bobo in the Gospel of Mark. So many people think he wrote the Gospel of Mark, and tradition says Mark wrote it. And of course, he denied. Ele negou Jesus 3 vezes. And we know, everybody knows 2 things about Peter. He was one of Jesus's disciples, and he denied Jesus 3 times. So those are the only 2 things that everybody remembers universally. Anyhow, everybody learns differently. Now, some people need to be led by the hand. In this case, lead, led. We looked at this, I believe, a month ago. Lead can be liderar, can also be guiar, can also be levar. And in this case, I would prefer guiar. Some people need to be guiado, pela mão. Some people need to be led by the hand. This is true. Some people need encouragement. Everybody needs a suggestion box at work saying or thinking that everybody's important. They need encouragement. So if they put in a suggestion in there, hey, I'm going to encourage myself. This is nice. So, but good words. Some people need good words, encouragement. Yeah, you can do it. Go ahead, Pedro. You can do it. You're doing a great job. Some people need to be left alone. Let them, give them the tarefas, give them the homework, give them the stuff. They will learn by themselves. Left alone. Here's that word left. Leave, left. Here's deixar. Leave me alone. And here it is, deixe-me sozinho. So some people need to be left alone. They will resolver o problema. They will aprender. They will desenvolver sozinho. Então, some people need disciplina, you know this word, and some people need a punch on the nose. All of us at some time need a punch on the nose in life. And Pedro was one of them, except he needed to be punched on the nose many times. So this nose is nariz. Punch on the nariz. Un soco. Soco na nariz. Now, no, I forgot. Somebody will have to tell me later. After. Então, last time, Jesus told the disciples to go to the Sea of Galilee. This is in the Gospel of Mark. And Jesus had one more miracle before his ascension. I believe that's Assunção in Portuguese. Ascensão or Assunção? Well, after class, you can tell me. Então, forgive me for that sound there, guys. But what was that miracle? What was that miracle? Peter and 6 other disciples went fishing. Well, there's no miracle there, Pedro. This is milagre. What miracle? What was that milagre? Peter and 6 other disciples went fishing, and they caught nothing all night. They caught nothing. At least pegaron. We looked at catch, caught last time, and they caught nothing. Well, that's not a miracle either, Pedro. Well, what happened? Jesus showed up in the morning. Eli llegó in the morning and told them, try the other side, otro lado do barco. And what did they do? They caught 153 fish, which is probably a lot of money because the fish from the Sea of Galilee was very the fish were very buscado, would you say? I don't know. Very coveted. The fish went to Rome, actually, from Israel. The fish went to Rome. So the people from Rome wanted this fish. So they probably had a nice big business there. They caught 153 fish. The disciples didn't recognize Jesus. How can you not recognize Jesus? Well, they were blind, apparently physically and spiritually. The disciples didn't recognize. Remember this word from last time. The disciples didn't now reconheceram Jesus. So, então, they should have recognized him. They should have. Deveriam ter reconhecido ele. They should have recognized. Why is that, Pedro? Because the same thing happened before. This is not the first time. And actually, the story is found in Mark, Luke, John, and Matthew, but they're different parts of the same story. So some people get them confused. These are the same things, only spoken differently. It is not the case. They are parts of the same story, of the same big story. But we will look at those a little bit. But tonight we're going to look at Luke 5, 1 through 11. So now I'm going to read the text in English, and then after we're going to look at the text in Portuguese. So bear with me, be patient as I open my phone here to the text in Portuguese. Bear with me, guys. And it disappeared. Então, I will find it. Bear with me just one second. Então, in English, so it's 11 verses, a little longer than what we have looked at in the past. So one day, Jesus was standing by the Sea of Galilee. The people crowded around him and listened to the word of God. Jesus saw 2 boats at the edge of the water. They had been left there by the fishermen who were washing their nets. He got into the boat that belonged to Simon. Jesus asked him to go out a little way from shore. Now, remember last week we looked at shore as costa. Then he sat down in the boat and taught the people. When he finished speaking, he turned to Simon. Jesus said, "Go out into deep water. Let down the net so you can catch some fish." Simon answered, "Master, we've worked hard all night and haven't caught anything. But because you say so, I will let down the nets." When they had done so, they caught a large number of fish. There were so many that the nets began to break. So they motioned to their partners in the other boat to come and help them. They came and filled both boats so full that they began to sink. Simon Peter saw this. He fell at Jesus' knees. "Go away from me, Lord," he said. "I am a sinful man." He and everyone with him were amazed at the number of fish they had caught. So were James and John, the sons of Zebedee, who worked with Simon. Then Jesus said to Simon, "Don't be afraid. From now on, you will fish for people." So they pulled their boats up on shore. Then they left everything and followed him. All right, bear with my Portuguese real quickly. All right, the first 11 verses in Portuguese are, I'm waiting for my phone here quickly to come back. All right. Certo dia, Jesus estava perto do lago de Genezaré e uma multidão o comprimia de todos os lados para ouvir a palavra de Deus. Viu à beira do lago 2 barcos deixados ali pelos pescadores que estavam lavando as suas redes. Entrou num dos barcos, o que pertencia a Simão, e pediu-lhe que o afastasse um pouco da praia. Então sentou-se e do barco ensinava o povo. Tendo acabado de falar, disse a Simão: Vá para onde as águas são mais fundas, e a todos: lancem as redes para a pesca. Simão respondeu: Mestre, esforçamo-nos a noite inteira e não pegamos nada. Mas por que és tu quem está dizendo isto? Vou lançar as redes. Quando o fizeram, pegaram tal quantidade de peixe que as redes começaram a rasgar-se. Então fizeram sinais a seus companheiros no outro barco para que viessem ajudá-lo. E eles vieram e encheram ambos os barcos, a ponto de quase começaram a afundar. Quando Simão Pedro viu isso, prostrou-se aos pés de Jesus e disse: Afaste-te de mim, Senhor, porque sou um homem pecador. Pois ele e todos os seus companheiros estavam perplexos com a pesca que haviam feito, como também Tiago e João, os filhos de Zebedeu, sócios de Simão. Então Jesus disse a Simão: não tenha medo. De agora em diante você será pescador de homens. Eles então arrastaram seus barcos para a praia, deixaram tudo e o seguiram. Então, let's look at the text. Verse 1. One day, Jesus was standing by the Sea of Galilee. The people crowded around him and listened to the word of God. Tumultaram, acercaram Jesus, and they listened to the word of God. And there are 4 names, by the way. I mentioned this last week. There are 4 names for the Sea of Galilee. The Sea of Chinnereth, pardon my English, Sea of Tiberias, Sea of Galilee, and the Lake of Gennesaret. I want to call that Gennesaret, like the French, instead of Gennesaret. But Chinnereth and Gennesaret are the same words. One is in Hebrew, and the other one is in Greek. By the way, why are there 3 seas and 1 lake? Well, if you look at the Mediterranean, now here you say Mediterraneo, depois, let me know. So if you compare, se você comparar the Mediterranean with the Sea of Galilee, this is a lake. So some people call it a lake. And how big is the Sea of Galilee? Well, it's 42 kilometers long. Now here's long, not length, longo. It is up to 13 kilometers wide, largura. So up to, remember this is ate, because some parts it's not 13 kilometers. It is smaller. So it's up to 13 kilometers, no máximo, wide. And it is up to 70 meters deep. These are numbers, up to 13, up to 70 meters deep. Some places it is not 70 meters. It is more shallower. We will look at that word later. So long, wide, and deep for volume de agua. Então, what is it like at the Sea of Galilee? Well, this is the view, o visto, from the Sea of Galilee Hotel. This is Hotel's Sea of Galilee, the Sea of Galilee Hotel. Very nice, very beautiful. This is it's okay picture. There are better pictures. It's a very beautiful place, this area, right today. But actually here's a picture of the hotel, the Sea of Galilee Hotel. So it's a very popular hotel and has been for 2,000 years because Jesus slept there years ago. So it's very popular. Even Jesus slept there. Então, Verse 2, Jesus saw two boats at the edge of the water. They had been left there by the fishermen who were washing their nets. Now, this is the past perfect. Do we need the past perfect? They had been left there. Everybody asked me about this past perfect. Do we need it? It's in American English? No. But this is true to the Greek. In Greek, they love past perfect. The Inglés de Inglaterra loves past perfect. But here they're trying to be true to the Greek. They had been left there. Well, in American English, we would say they were left there by the fishermen. It happened, and it's not important over the course of time. So why they use had been, I don't know. That's the Greek. Welcome to Greek in this case. Então, verse 3, he got into the boat that belonged to Simon. Jesus asked him to go out a little way from shore. Then he sat down in the boat and taught the people. Então, why did he get into the boat? So, Gil here is why did, the segundo interrogativo, why did he get into the boat? Remember, this shows that it's past tense and the verb is an action verb. So why did he get into the boat? Well, the people were crowding Jesus. Well, that was one reason, but the other reason is water is excellent for acoustics. You know, that word acústica. In Portuguese, water is very excellent very good, excellent for acoustics. So the people were crowding, acercando, tumultando, I don't know how you would say this in Portuguese other than those two verbs. So in English, obviously crowding is a little more. And some people just need space. Don't crowd me. If it's only one person. But here's a multidão. There's one person, hey, don't crowd me. I need some space. So crowd and as a verb can be one person, or it can be many people. All right. Now, why did he sit down in the boat? Now, here's in the boat. Now, remember, why did he get into the boat? That's a different preposition. Remember, in is position and to is direction. Now, we use into, the British, the English, Inglés de Inglaterra, they love the word into. In American English, we usually say the word in. So why, in this question, why did he get in the boat? Nos Estados Unidos. Into. Now he sat down in the boat. Why not into the boat? He sat down into the boat. Well, he is already in the boat. So he sat down in the boat. He can't sit down into the boat unless, al menos, que he was outside the boat and he sat into the boat, which would be difficult, or he is very tall. All right. Now, position. This is a position of respect. To sit down in the boat. Somebody talked, then they sat down. And the people who watched from the shore or from the people in any place. So the people listening stood and the person speaking sat down. So it's a position of respect. Here today, obviously, is different. The person of respect who speaks stands and everybody sits. But it's not always the case. We still use it today in one occasion. And you've probably heard of this word, chairman of the board, chairman. Now, chair is cadeira. So the chairman is somebody who sat and everybody listened to him standing up. Times have changed, obviously. This is an old word, maybe 2 centuries, 200 años. So he is the chairman of the board, sat, and everybody stood. Obviously, that doesn't happen anymore. So a chairman of the board, by the way, desculpa, is presidente do conselho. Presidente do conselho. So it's a position of respect for that person. All right, let's look at verse 4. When he finished speaking, he turned to Simon. Jesus said, go out into the deep water. This is a change in position. Into the deep water. Agua profunda. Profunda. Agua profunda. Go out into the deep water. This is, so I need to go farther. Let down the nets so you can catch some fish. Now, in the Portuguese version, NEVE, it said lançar. But here it's let down. It's more like soltar. Soltar. Now lançar. When I hear lançar, I think jogar, joga the nets. No, in this case, let down would be soltar un poco na água. Don't throw it. Now joga, let down the nets. So here it's let. So let is permitir. Então, permitir, a little strange, let down. So we'll look at that word again in the future. And then into the deep water, change of position, like I mentioned. Also, we see the word so. The word so happens many times here. Let down the nets so you can catch some fish. So we have 6 options for so. What is that? What is that option? Let's take a look. We have 6 options. So I'll give you 3 seconds to guess what so is. Então, para que, tanto e outras. So what is the option here? Obviously, so is, desculpa, para que. Para que. Let down the nets. Para que você pode pegar alguns peixes. Então, verse 5. Simon answered, Master, we've worked hard all night and haven't caught anything. But because you say so, there's the word so again, I will let down the nets. So Simon answered, Master, Mestre, we have worked hard. Here's the perfect tense and the 2 options we have. This is something that started at the beginning of the night and continues all day, all night until the morning or whatever they're doing now. So até o presente, até o presente. We have worked hard all night. So they haven't stopped working and they haven't caught anything. If something has not happened, não aconteceu até agora, tempo perfeito. We haven't caught anything. I haven't eaten lobster, lagosta. I haven't been to Argentina. I haven't watched some programs, Breaking Bad. I haven't watched television in 10 years. So these are things that have not happened. Não aconteceu até agora. We haven't caught anything até agora. But because you say so, I will let down your nets. There's that word so again. Because you say so. What is so? Don't forget, we have sim, assim, tão, então, para que, and one more. I forgot what it is, but here, because you say like this, assim, because you say so. Because you say so. Mothers tell this, oh, Mom, why do I need to clean my room? Because I say so. And you didn't argue with Mom. But Jesus was not a fisherman. Why did Peter listen to Jesus? Why did Peter listen to Jesus? There's that segundo interrogativo. Why did? So the verb is listen, tempo pasado. Why did Peter listen to Jesus? We will look at this later. My start. Então, verse 6. When they had done so, there it is again, they caught a large number of fish. There were so many that their nets began to break. When they had done so, there it is like this. When they did this, they caught a large number of fish. Now there were so many fish, tanto in my opinion, tanto peixes. There were so many fish. Remember, and when we use the word so, it's tanto ou tão. That's right. That's the 6th one. Tanto ou tão. There is uma explicação. There were so many fish that their nets began to break. Here's another one. I am so hungry. Ooh, I heard this a million times when I was a kid. I am so hungry, I could eat a horse. Comer cavalo. Então, verse 7. So they motioned to their partners in the other boat to come and help them. Hey guys, over here. They came and filled both boats so full that they began to sink. Começaram. Both boats, but there's both boats. Thursday night class, you remember this? Both. We just looked at this. Both, ambos o os dois, and both. So they came and filled both boats, ambos barcos, that they began to sink. They filled both boats so full. There's tão, então, neste caso, tão, na minha opinião, in my opinion, that they began to sink. Explicação. They filled both boats so full that they began to sink. Verse 8, when Simon Peter saw this, he fell at Jesus' knees. Go away from me. Now, away is fora do caminho, in geral. But in this case, go away. Sai daqui. Afasta-te de mim, I think Peter said. In Portuguese, I am a sinful man. Homem pecador. I am a sinful man. Jesus punched Peter on the nose. On this occasion, he punched Peter on the nose with the fish that they caught. Peter was not prepared. It wasn't adversity. It was a miracle. And Peter wasn't ready or prepared to handle it. I don't think anybody is, unless they know that it's coming, especially this type of miracle. Então, this wasn't the first time Jesus punched Peter. Jesus socou Pedro. Remember, this is figuratively. This is not literally. Jesus did not say, take that, Pedro, and this. So this wasn't the first time Jesus punched Peter. This is not their first encounter. Now, you know this word in Portuguese, encontro. Now, the first punch, primero soco. The first punch is in John 1, 40 and 42. Now, Andrew was Simon Peter's brother. So we have two brothers, Andrew and Simon. Andrew was one of the two disciples who heard what John had said. And this is John the Baptist, João Batista. He had also followed Jesus. So this is, in American English, he also followed Jesus. So he's talking about Andrew, not John. The first thing Andrew did was to find his brother Simon. So this was not Simon, who was the other disciple. And he told Simon, we have found the Messiah. And Messiah significa Cristo. Messias significa Cristo. Messiah hebraico, Cristo in grego. Christ, Messiah in Christ. So, and what happened? He brought Simon to Jesus. Jesus looked at him and said, you are Simon, son of John. You will be called Cephas. And Cephas means Peter or rock. Maybe he never met Simon at the time. This probably was their first encounter. And what did Peter do? It doesn't say. But it doesn't say okay, Jesus, I will follow you. You give me a new name, I will follow you. That's perfect. Hey, let's go. Então, what's your name? Well, my name is Pedro. Guess what, Pedro? From now on, your name is Carlos. If somebody told me, my name is now Carlos, okay? Good luck on your next trip, wherever you're going. But if somebody named me Carlos, to change my name, I would think something differently. But so here, Jesus punched Peter on the nose. First, Andrew said this is the Messiah. And then he tells him his name, and he tells him his new name. Oh, what? Remember, there are no rules for meeting the Messiah. There are no rules. Everything doesn't go perfectly. Nothing goes perfectly. What am I saying? Nothing goes perfectly. Nada vai dar certo. Nada dá certo. Believe me. Então, there are no rules for meeting the Messiah. Nenhum regras existem. Não tem regras. There was no book of Mark. Maybe Pedro wrote it. We don't know. So he hasn't written the book. Now, aconteceu até agora. He hadn't written Neste caso, tempo perfeito passado. Sorry, guys. There was no book of Mark. Não existiu nesse tempo, época. Então, verse 9. He and everyone with him were amazed. Amazed, I tell you. They were espantados at the number of fish they had caught. A lot of fish. There's that perfect tense. At the number of fish they had caught. American English, they caught. So we don't need the had caught. All right. Verse 10. So were James and John, the sons of Zebedee, who worked with Simon. Then Jesus said to Simon, don't be afraid. Now we looked at afraid last week. That's why I used the words in negridades. Então, forgive me. Don't be afraid. From now on, you will fish for people. A partir de agora, you will fish for people. Pescar, por pessoas. From now on, a partir de agora. Então, verse 11. So they pulled their boats up on shore. Now, so is então. They pulled their boats up on shore. Then they left everything and followed him. Finally, they left everything and followed him. Wow. Então, similarities between John and Luke 5. It seems like the first time Jesus and Peter met. No, it wasn't. They were two separate occasions, ocasiões separadas, two separate occasions, different occasions. And something happened between, entre esses eventos. Something happened. Alguma coisa aconteceu between these events. And it was the second time Jesus punched Peter on the nose. Então, it's found in Luke 4, 38 and 39. Now, we have looked at Luke 5. This Luke 4 comes before Luke 5. And I'm assuming, estou assumindo, this is in chronological order. Ordem cronológico. Acho. Espero. Então, so Luke 4 comes before Luke 5. What did it say? Jesus left the synagogue and went to Simon's house. So Jesus knew Simon. And Simon's mother-in-law was very sick. She had a high fever. So this is when Jesus healed Peter's mother-in-law. And I said the joke last week, why did Peter deny Jesus, negar Jesus? Porque Pedro negó? Well, because Jesus healed his mother-in-law. So, so Simon's mother-in-law was very sick. She had a high fever, alto febre alto. Então, so Simon's mother-in-law was very sick. They asked Jesus to do something to help her. And he stood very close to her. So eles pediram Jesus para fazer alguma coisa, para ajudar-la. He stood very close to her and ordered the sickness, mandou the sickness to go away, longe do caminho. So here, just go away, sai. So he's afastar. He stood very close. Ele ficou em pé, muito perto dela, and ordered the sickness to go away. The sickness, remember sickness, sick is doente. Sickness is the noun form. So we looked at that, I think it has been 2 months. The sickness left her, and she got up. Levantou. Então, now why did Peter listen to Jesus in the boat? Finally, well, Peter was punched 3 times by Jesus. Oops, sorry, there should be brackets there. Participio, Jesus. Peter was punched 3 times by Jesus. And remember, this is a classic voz passiva, frase, voz passiva. Peter was punched 3 times by Jesus. Jesus punched Peter 3 times. But I wanted to start with Peter, so I made it voz passiva. Peter was punched 3 times by Jesus. He met the Savior. Ele encontrou Salvador. Jesus healed his mother-in-law. And Jesus taught the people in Peter's boat. This is from the Word of God. And he still didn't follow Jesus. Ainda não seguiu Jesus. It was only after he caught so many fish. Só depois ele pegou muitos peixes, tanto peixes. Então, Jesus punched Peter 3 times. In the popular version, Jesus called Peter, and Peter responded immediately. Respondeu imediatamente. No, unfortunately, it wasn't the way things happen. Caminho, a maneira, o jeito que coisas aconteceram. It wasn't the way things happen. Peter still had problems. And so do we. There's the word so. Here, so means também. And so do we. We have problems also. Remember, we win the war. Nos vencemos a guerra. Nos ganhamos a guerra. Vencemos a guerra. Then, então, we learn how to fight the battles. Nós aprendemos, neste caso, como lutar as batalhas. Then we learn how to fight. In Portuguese, you don't use the how. We learn to fight the battles. In English, we learn how to fight the battles. And fighting the battles can be, pode ser, more difficult, mais difícil. Fighting the battles, lutar as batalhas can be more difficult. And this is spiritual maturity. This is where we learn. Então, we have Peter's story in our Bibles. This is something Peter did not have. He could not read. He didn't have his story. He hadn't written it yet. But I have a question, guys. I have a question. How many times has Jesus punched you on the nose? Então, remember, Jesus said, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. And that's usually, fear is what keeps us from learning, from adversity. In this case, this is a miracle that Jesus wants to give us. It's called new life. So Jesus has punched you on the nose. He wants you to have eternal life, but we are not prepared or trained. So today is the day to do so. Então, don't be afraid to listen to what he is telling you. Então, we will stop here, everybody. Okay. We will look at Peter's story one more time next week. What happened to him. And next week, I will start a group on WhatsApp. And if you are interested, send me your information and I will include you in the group. So I've been slow with this, but I will start next week. Então, good night, everybody. We'll stop here.